Hey there everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Puborama, and in today's video, I'll be letting you know all the deals and discounts for this week in Grand Theft Auto Online and the bonus money. And I know that you guys love to hear about the bonus money, so we're going to start off with that, and then we will also talk about the discounted vehicles. I'll be showcasing them all lined up so you can see exactly what they look like and their overall performance. But starting off, as you can see, we are doing a tow truck mission. And that is because this week in Grand Theft Auto Online, you are going to be making ×2 money on tow truck servicing. And this is great because not only are you going to be making around $70,000 each vehicle that is scrapped, but you're also still going to make $24,000 every 48 minutes of passive income, which is absolutely incredible. That means doing tow truck missions is going to be worth your time. And I would highly recommend, if you're not doing tow truck missions, to take advantage of it. Not only are tow truck missions giving you double money, but buying a salvage yard is going to be 40% off, including all of the upgrades. Personally, I think the salvage yard is one of the best investments I've made in the game. The passive income is great, the actual missions themselves are very fun, and every now and then Rockstar allows you to keep a personal vehicle which can be worth millions. So I would highly recommend to not only invest in a salvage yard this week, but take advantage of the double money that you get with these missions. Not only are you making double money with the salvage yard, but rather interestingly, you are also making double money on payphone hits, and if you have GTA Plus, you'll be making ×4 money on payphone hits, which is a lot of extra cash, and it's definitely something I would recommend to take advantage of. Payphone hits normally pay around $45,000, so if you're making double money, that means you're going to be making $90,000, and if you're getting ×4 money, that means every single payphone hit you're making what, $180,000? That is absolutely crazy when you think about it. Finally, we have ×4 money on open wheel races, and if you win 2 open wheel races, you will also make an additional $100,000 for the weekly challenge. Honestly, I think this is really good money, especially if you don't have a salvage yard. Taking advantage of these tow truck missions and purchasing a salvage yard, which is 40% off, is going to be worth your time. With that being said, let's go talk about the vehicles which are 40% off and the freebies that you can get your hands on. We can see all of the discounted vehicles, and there's actually quite a few of them, some of which are great discounts I'll be breaking into in just a minute. Let's start off with the freebies, though. First of all, we have the podium vehicle, the Emperor ETR1, which is based off the Lexus LFA. Not only is this one of the coolest looking supercars in Grand Theft Auto, not only does it sound amazing, but it is a very fun vehicle to drive. It has incredible handling, and even though it's not the fastest or even the best supercar by any means, it's a great car to pick up, and if you get it for free on the wheel spin this week, I would highly recommend to customize it, trick it out, put it in your garage, because it is 100% worth the time to drive. Then we have the prize ride, which is the Obey iWagon. I'll be honest, I don't care too much about the iWagon. It's an electric SUV. It's not bad. To be fair, it actually has pretty good handling in the SUVs category. It's not bad at all. It's just, I don't know, I think it's kind of ugly. However, to get your hands on it this week is pretty easy. All you have to do is finish top 5 2 days in a row. That basically means you just have to do 2 LS car meet races one day after another, and you're going to have this vehicle guaranteed. And judging that drag races count, it means it's going to be like 5 minutes of work. So yeah, I'd still recommend to get the car. At the end of the day, if you don't like it, it's free. There's no real downside to getting it. But yeah, I can't really say I love it too much, but it is a pretty good SUV in the category. Now this is when we actually break into the 40% discounts, and we have some really good discounts. First of all, we have all of the open wheel vehicles, and these are normally really expensive. We can see right now, if I go over to the special category, getting your hands on the Benefactor BR8 is going to set you back $3.4 million. Even the cheapest is still $3 million. So yeah, buying these open wheel cars is going to set you back a lot. We have all of them in front of us here. We have the R88 right here. We have the PR4. We have the BR8 and the DR1. Now, if you're only planning on buying one of these, get the BR8, which is right here. The BR8 is simply the best open-wheel car in the game. Not only does it achieve the highest top speed, but it has by far the best lap time. The other ones just pale in comparison to the BR8, so this is what I would recommend to get. It is the most expensive open-wheel racing vehicle, but there's a reason why. And honestly, open-wheel race cars are amazing. Not only do they feature the best lap time in the game, but they have speed boosts which allow you to accelerate up to insane levels of speed, and they are super fun to drive. So yes, get your hands on an open-wheel race car if you don't already have one. We have the Retinue Mark II, which is an alright sports classic. It looks nice, but I don't know. There's really not much too special about this vehicle. I personally would not recommend to get it. This, however, I would recommend to get, this being the Calico GTF. The Calico is great, and the reason why is because it's fantastic for participating in any of the LS Series races. If you want to raise your LS car meet level, and you want to have a great car that has fantastic customization and is fun to drive, this is a really, really good sports car to get your hand on. It's mostly known for its handling versus its top speed, but it is still pretty quick, and it's a very nice car. I would say with a 40% discount, it's a great buy. We also have the Cara, which is a big ol' truck. You can also get the Cara Pursuit if you go over to Warstock, which is a ridiculous, mouth-watering price tag of $5.3 million without the trade price, and even with the trade, it is still $4 million. And judging that the Cara, the only difference between the two is that this one doesn't have lights and sirens, I definitely recommend to pick this up if you like off-road vehicles, or just the Ford Raptor in general. It's a really nice car, it's fantastic at off-roading, I love the customization, it's a really, really fun vehicle to mess around with. And then the final 40% discounted vehicle is the Karin Vivinite, which is another SUV. It's the only, well, no, there might be another SUV in the HSW category, but it's the only minivan in the HSW category, I can tell you that. It's not very good. I mean, yeah, if you want a minivan that's fast, go for it, but in general, it's still pretty ugly, at least in my personal opinion, and I wouldn't really recommend to buy it, but hey, some of you might, and if you're trying to get a discounted HSW vehicle, albeit the slowest HSW vehicle in the game, this is one that you can get your hands on. To be fair, it still goes 127, it's just, I think there's better HSW vehicles out there. Now we move on to the removed vehicles. Are there any that are notable? Well, we have the Inverno Coquette, which is pretty cheap. I can't really say there's anything truly amazing about it, but it's a cool Corvette. We have the Kalahari, which is kind of a goofy little off-roader. Wouldn't really recommend to buy. We have the Roosevelt, which is just kind of a worse version of the Roosevelt Valor, so I wouldn't recommend that. We have the Streeter, which is an off-road Mercedes. It looks cool. I'm actually a big fan of it due to the off-roading capabilities, so if you do want kind of like an off-roading SUV that, I don't know, has a wide body kit, it's not a bad pickup, but the one thing I don't like is the, like, side fenders here. Like, what is that? Why did Rockstar do such a bad job on the texturing there? It's clearly, like, a mess-up, but I don't know. It looks goofy. We have the BF Raptor, which I would never recommend to buy. It's a waste of money. It's cool, to be fair. Like, if you don't own it and you just want to get a goofy vehicle, the Raptor is really goofy, but it's the slowest sports car in the game. So the only reason you would ever buy this thing is just because it's a cool vehicle to look at. We have the Serrano, which I wouldn't really recommend to buy. It's cheap. It's actually one of the faster sports cars, but doesn't really have much customization. I don't think it's worth the money. We have the Bifta, which is actually a pretty fun little off-road vehicle. It's got a V8 shoved in the back, as you can see. It's pretty quick. It's all right if you're going for off-roading, but again, it's not very fast, but it's pretty fun to mess around with. So there are some decent discounts this week, as I said. I would definitely recommend to get your hands on an open-wheel car, and I would also definitely recommend to get your hands on either the Cara or the Calico GTF. When it comes to the removed vehicles, I really can't say any of them are noteworthy. I mean, maybe one of them stands out to you, but I can't really say there's anything that special to me, so I'm not going to say go out and buy them. And when it comes to the discounts, I'd say the Salvage Art is fantastic. That is something you need to get your hands on. And apart from that, Double Money is pretty good. So it's an average week, I'll say. It's not as good as the previous week we just had, but it's not a bad one either. I would definitely take advantage of the open wheel cars. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you'd like to see more like this, early weekly update information, which not only that, but gives you a full view of the cars, make sure to click that subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!